Don't do that. Don't do that. You can't say things you're gonna crack me up. I'm getting ready to go live, and then you do that. That's messed up. Raiders! Woo! Assaltante Oso, that bear you all know, out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. Don't flinch. Aw, let's go. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah, that fool with no hair. Woo! That shouts like Ric Flair. That was no good. Woo! There we go. Woo! The Raider Bear! Raiders! Just playing. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Having a blast tonight. Still going through a lot of stuff and dealing with a lot of stuff. Still figuring out the system. You know, it's still got its little bugaboos and issues that I'm trying to work my way through, but I'm getting there and doing my show my best way I can. Hope you guys enjoy it. And we have a lot to talk about tonight. God bless. Shout out to Foster Moreau, who was diagnosed with cancer today. It's really unfortunate, but excuse me. As I've been telling other people, you have to look at the good side of this, that, you know, he found it early. You know, he's a young man. He found it early. He has money. You know, he can fight this. So, and the fact that he wasn't having symptoms, you know, and this came as a surprise, as a godsend, because now, you know, he'll still be able to play football and everything. It's just he'll probably have to start, you know, doing a lot of medical stuff first, and then more than likely he'll probably have a good chance to play football again. You know, we'll have to see. I'm getting ahead of my my skis, because obviously we don't know that yet, but I'm kind of trying to speak it into existence, because I think there's a strong chance, because of his age, the way they'll be able to attack this, that he'll probably not just survive it, but thrive, you know, so we'll see, but God bless him. Anyway, tradish. Raider Bear Live. First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to El Jefe. Josh Russell, the heavyweight champion of the world, wins once again, establishing dominance. Dustin King, where are you? Dustin, you're the number one contender. I don't even see you. I'm taunting you on behalf of the champion. I'm sorry. Second place, silver medal. One of my favorites, Vincent Rubalcaba. Vincent Rubalcaba. Look, Vincent, I want to be an honorary member of the family, so I can just start walking around and just going, "What's up? I'm Joseph Bear Rubalcaba." That's just dope. Third place, my bronze medal, and he already knows who it is now. John the Lion Leon. Sup, John? Welcome to the show. You're the only guy I can do this, and it doesn't mean you're a loser. You're a Leon. I like that. So what's up, everyone? Welcome to the show. Joel Irons, I see you there. Jim Vanderlyn, Bear, and welcome to all my YouTube viewers that are in. Welcome to the show. And please, if you take a moment, just click on that old subscription button and make sure you hit the bell so that it lets you know when I'm going to be on, because, you know, I do a pretty good show from time to time. this one is off to a hell of a start. And I and I have to thank my good friend Niner Beto. Yes, I did say my good friend. He's a Niner fan, but what can you do? You can't save everyone. But thank you to my good friend Niner Beto. He came over and he helped me work out my issues with my sound. And as you can tell, I sound much better, and it's going to sound good for life because we got it figured out now. With his help, I want to keep reiterating that. Great guy. Jerry Molina, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Corinna Trujillo, always there, supporting a Raider Bear. Much love to you, girl. B. Al, what's up? Welcome to the show. Oh, what's up? Salute from Raider Bear and the Raiders, Raiderettes. Much love. I appreciate that. DPC, David Pell-Cliver, Mount Rushmore in the house. What's up, brother? That guy used to win golds like running water. It was just every day. David Cliver, DPC, all the time. Nathan Matthews, what's up? Welcome to the show. Paul Summers, how you doing, man? Bear! I always appreciate that. Greg Lloyd, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Denton Rhodes, Space Force. I love that. Breeze Raider Nation, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Ted Thane, one of my favorite commenters. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Yeah, Vincent Rubalcaba, that's tough. All we can do is give up prayers, because cancer's tricky. You never know. It's like sometimes you just beat it, and other times you got to go through tons of chemo. It's just no way to really know. Hi, Mr. Bear. Did you see my comment last night? I have my own account now. It's a Steeler Val. I did see that. Steeler Val, I was the one who approved your being into my Raider Bear family group the other day. So, yeah, I did see that. Dad invited me to this page so I can watch the show with Tommy when he goes home in a couple of weeks, but I can't access this page yet on my account. Okay, no problem. James Walker, what's up, brother? Family in the house, checking in. Rob Mix, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Raider Rob from Seattle. I like that, Raider Rob. Travis Kelly, what's up? Welcome to the show. Okay, I think I got everybody in. So just about everybody in. So I'm going to start talking about this football, and we'll get going here. What if Carolina shocks everyone at number 1 and goes with Anthony Richardson? What does your insider say we do then? To be honest with you, Travis Kelly, we did actually go into some conversation about that because the Raiders obviously have to have a backup plan. If whatever plan they go into this with doesn't pan out, they have to have a backup plan. So from what I understand, the backup plan is to go offensive lineman. Thank, Jesus, Geezus, because I don't want to speak his name in vain. But yeah, I mean, we have to make a move. We have to, you know what I mean? Because whatever we're doing with Josh, I don't think it's going to work out. But at the same time, I think that a young quarterback being on the roster will be here longer than he will. And the owner's going to be patient with that guy, especially if he has any success whatsoever or shows any, capability whatsoever. You know what I mean? You're looking at a situation where maybe the team goes 8-9, doesn't have a good year, doesn't make the playoffs, but wins 8 games. And, the quarterback looks good and is a reason for those wins. If that happens, he outlasts the coach for sure. Jeremy Friedland, what's up? Welcome to the show. And that would be in a losing season. Now, if you flip flop that and he goes 9-8, now you're looking at something. Let's see. Yes, Hodgkin's lymphoma. Especially if it was caught early. I had it and it was stage 4B when they caught it with me. Okay, Jim. I appreciate that. See, now that would see things like that will give him hope. Shout out to Santa Clara, 49er Niner Beto. Travis Kelly, appreciate that. Yeah, he was real cool. He came over today and helped me out with it. Tremail Henson, I love that profile pic. Looking good. Look at those beautiful babies. Joel Irons, good to see the Quest for 6 on your supporter show, supporting the Raider Nation. Right on, brother. I appreciate that. Corinna, what's up? Matthew Lincoln, is it wrong to be a Raider fan and have jerseys from other players from different teams? No, Matthew Lincoln. No. I don't have hard and fast rules about being a Raider fan, and you shouldn't either. And I tell people that all the time. If you want to wear the colors of another jersey, do it. I just always say this, Matthew. It can't be rivals. That's the only time I have a problem with it. Not rivals. For example, if if it's a Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, no. You know what I mean? But if you wear like the Miami Dolphins, yeah, it'll be ugly, but no one will care. I'm just playing. Actually, the teal blue or teal green, baby blue, whatever they call it. Jean LaJoy, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I know, right? Warriors. I already told everybody. Nobody would listen to me. Everybody kept talking about their record on the road and all this and all that. And I said, they're going to be fine. Just watch. They're bored. They're the champs and they're bored. And they've got guys hurt. And you combine those things, you're going to have a bad game or two. Joe Caetano said, wow, the audio is great, Bear. Yeah, it's all to my friend Niner Beto. He came over and saved me today. We figured out some of my problems. And he also gave me some different equipment. And so it's going real well. Ismail Echevarria said, are we going to get Christian Gonzalez? I can't say I've heard anything about that, Ismail. I would be honest with you and just say I haven't heard anything about that. Tremail Henson said, no, I feel it's to have other jerseys of players from other teams. Some players are real cool and respected. No, yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. I'm a Warriors fan, but I mean, who doesn't have a Jordan jersey? At least one, I mean, I all my friends had Jordans, not just the shoes, but the jersey. I had a Scottie Pippen. I've never been a Bulls fan. I'm a fan of those guys, and what they were able to do. You know what I mean? It was beautiful. David Grace, what's up? Welcome to the show. Reyes Antonio, I don't wear other teams. Never in my life have I worn any other franchise than the Raiders. Well, Reyes Antonio, I can say the same, to be honest with you, but I don't have a problem with it. You see a lot of rappers doing it and then they take heat. I don't agree with that. I think they should take heat when it's rivals. Like, for example, we had Little John at the Raiders place and he was talking about how he loves it here and he wants to have a home with the Raiders. And then he goes to the Chiefs and puts on all this cheap gear. So you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't, because that's like taking a shot at us. Jeremy Friedman said, I wore an Eagles hat during the Super Bowl and it felt strange. Yeah, you're cheating on your team. It's like cheating on your woman, okay? I mean, I have a few rivals jerseys, but that's because they played for Iowa. Go Hawks. Mason Compton, see, that makes sense too. Kenneth Parsons, Raider McFlairbear, I have two questions for you. Who would you like to see opposite of Mad Max from the draft? And who would you like to see them draft? Cornerback Devin Witherspoon or Riley Moss? Well, I mean, I'm not completely on the draft for a defensive end for Max Cross, Max anyway, because we've already made moves with Jerry Tillery and re-signing him, plus the kid Willis that we just brought in from the Niners. That's two defensive ends right there that can spell Max Crosby or Chandler Jones whenever you need it. And that's just who we picked up. I'm sure we had at least another guy or two on the roster that can play defensive end. So I don't know if they're going to look at that very hard unless it's in the later rounds and there's someone there that surprises them, or Carter at number 7. I mean, I just think they should take Carter at 7. If Carter's available at 7, it would be a shock and everyone should be, excited and we should do it. You should just do it. I mean, like, no one's ever made mistakes in their life, and he didn't do it at the NFL level. If he did it at the NFL level, you'd have to figure he might have been, treated like Henry Ruggs, and he might be out of the NFL because people died in the car accident. So had he been an NFL player already and this accident had happened, he might be gone. But because he got lucky and it happened when he was a kid, he's perceived as a kid. He's a grown man, but we think of him as kids because they're still in school. So he'll get away with that. The stigma of it, he'll get past that and he'll get his opportunity and he'll be all good. As far as Riley Moss or Witherspoon, I'll be honest with you. I think I would go with Riley Moss. I like Witherspoon. I think Witherspoon is the little bit more physical guy. You know what I mean? Has that Darrelle Revis kind of style. And I won't lie. I did say I kind of like that style. I do. I like Darrelle Revis. That's why I brought that name right out, describing an NFL parallel to Devin Witherspoon. But there's something about Riley Moss. You know what I mean? I think it's the athleticism. I think he may be the kind of guy. Because remember, I teach you guys all this time. Part of football is knowing who's the guy that's going to change. Who's the guy who's going to go to the NFL level and become more. You know what I mean? Because there's so many guys that just stay the same and they play the same way they played in college. It's not that they're not good. They're still good. What they brought from college is good. It's just not great. It's not going to be a star in the NFL. David Gray said he'll never wear anything but silver and black, but he is cheering for David Carr. Well, I mean, that makes sense. You know what I mean? That makes sense. Mama Bear. That's funny. Let's see. Aaron Ramos said you probably are talked about this already, but prayers to Foster Moreau. Oh yeah, no, that's no problem. What do you think of drafting McKee, the quarterback from Stanford, and possibly the third, taking Skoronski at 7, even though I'm starting to love Kainsey from Pitt as well. Well, Ted, you gotta take the player and what you think they may be in 4 years, and then put that up against Josh McDaniels and what we think his logic is. Excuse me. And then ask yourself, do you think that applies to him? See, for example, I don't think the quarterback from Stanford applies to him. I don't think he wants a quarterback unless that guy brings something dynamic to the table. And that's not to say anything about the kid from Stanford not being dynamic. I'm just saying I don't think he will have those intangibles at the NFL level. Skoronski at 7 to me makes a lot of sense. I know some people think you don't take an offensive lineman that high, but at the same time, I think you do it because you're going to probably get the best offensive tackle. It's going to solidify things on the right side. You've got to keep Jimmy Garoppolo healthy. You've got to. That's our only shot. Jimmy Garoppolo will know this offense. He can complete passes. And as far as people worrying about whether or not he can hit go routes to Davante Adams, I would say this to you. He'll be able to get that ball out there. Now, does he have a strong arm? No. Does he throw the deep ball well? No. But there is one remedy to that. And if anyone will have it, it'll be Josh McDaniels, in my opinion, because he's a quarterback's coach by nature. He's an offensive coordinator. So he's so invested in that. I think he'll know this adjustment because I know it. So I can't imagine he doesn't know it. But the adjustment is this. When you have a guy that throws the ball light like that, what you want to do is trust your wide receiver that he is going to beat his corner on the initial movement into the go route. So instead of waiting until he's got 10, 15 yards into the pattern and then letting it go, you're waiting until he's just hit his juke. He's got 5 yards of movement, and now you're throwing it as he hits 10 yards. So in effect, you're just basically throwing the bomb early. So now you still get bomb yardage, but you get it from his legs instead of from the actual ball in the air. Does that make sense? So instead of throwing him to a spot, you're just throwing at him when he's open and letting him take off. It's a really good way to beat the bubble screen too, because when the underneath cornerback lets you go so the safety can pick you up deep, if you throw the ball immediately, you catch them in that window where you're right in between. You can just float the ball over the top of the corner and it gets there too quickly for the safety because it's shorter than the deep route. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Louis Hallgren. And everyone, I appreciate the love. And I know I want to apologize. It's just not professional. You know, I just wasn't able to get the sound right with this thing. But with a little help from my good friend, I'm on the right path now. I once wore a friend's Steelers jersey when watching them play Brady in the past, but changed as soon as the game was over. Appreciate that, Jim. Oh, goodness. Joe Caetano pulling a Snoop Dogg. Yeah. But I don't think these rappers mean any harm. I don't think any of them do. I mean, if you really look at what they're doing. Now, Little John, I did think that because it was the playoffs. Obviously, it's a division rival. That's different. You know, that's different. But what Snoop was doing, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't division rivals or anything like that. He was just wearing different colors. You know what I mean? I don't have a big problem with that. Sean Scott, what's up? My son passed. Oh. Sean Scott, my son passed away from leukemia 2 years ago, and he was a Cowboy fan, so I sport his lunch bag when I come to work. Right on, Sean. That's dope. I appreciate that. I mean that seriously, brother. I really appreciate that, man. That's so personal and it's uplifting. It really is. And for you to share that with us, that's dope, brother. I really appreciate that. George A. Zaragoza, Little John is played out anyway. Yeah, I agree. Jeremy Friedland, if Tyree Wilson is there at 7, taking offensive line is a tough pill to swallow. Well, Jeremy Friedland, it would be tough if Carter's sitting there and you're at 7. You know, because Carter's going to change someone's life. I don't care what they keep saying about this off-field stuff. I'm just being honest when I say he got lucky. Now let the kid live his life. If he makes another mistake, boot him off the team. But it's the NFL. It's a business. You know, you're a job hiring a guy. If you found out that he had a scandal where someone died at the previous company he worked at, and now he wants to work at your company doing the exact same job, Are you going to care what the scandal was at the other company if you feel like he's not going to do it again? No, especially if the guy looks like he could be the best, one of the best at the position, period. That's come down the pipe in a long time. So, also, those of you following, try to remember, please, to subscribe to Raider Bear Family and Raider Bear Live right here on YouTube. Just subscribe and like Raider Bear Live. And those of you on Facebook, please like and subscribe to Raider Bear Live and Raider Bear Family page on Facebook. Right next to the blue thumbs up, there's a green badge. If you click on that, you're on your way to subscribe to Raider Bear Live. And what we do with the coins and the subscriptions is we work with charities, multiple charities all over the world, not just in California, not just in the United States, but all over the world. And we've been saving lives for quite a while now. Mom and I got involved in this about 2 years ago. We've been doing it for 7 years, but we've been doing it, on the ground, actually physically going to homeless people, actually going to churches and going out with them in vans and helping the homeless, handing out food, handing out dry clothes, et cetera, et cetera. And now we found another way that's even bigger where we can do even more. Now we're assisting them in ways like we've never been able to do in the past. And it's been incredible. And we just want to thank you all that subscribe and that like and follow. It really helps a lot. Corey Greth, how's it going, Raider fam? Hope you and the fam as well. I got to say, with the Raiders been doing, I sort of quietly liking it. Looking at the big picture of it, they're picking up solid building pieces around this team. What are your thoughts? Corey Greth, welcome to the show. And I got to tell you, I got to agree. I mean, when I look at these moves that we've had lately, okay, the tight end, Austin Hooper's going to get it done, okay? He just will. 339 career catches for 3,468 yards and 25 touchdowns. That's not slouching, okay? Then you look at David Long, we brought in at quarterback. He comes from the Los Angeles Rams. This is a guy that, he knows how to play the position. He's coming from a winning roster. Okay, and then Cam Sims, the wide receiver we brought in from the Washington Commanders, that he was he's a potential number 5, number 6 receiver type after All-Pro Davante Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Jacoby Myers, Philip Dorsett, massive. Sims is 6'5", 220 pounds. I just wanted to get to that part. I think that he could end up establishing himself as the opposite to Davante Adams at the 2, just because of his size. I think he's going to be able to go across, take a lot of those big shots, maybe get yardage, get first downs. But when he does that, it's going to draw some attention finally away from Davante Adams, and maybe he'll see some balls. Jaquan Johnson, the safety from the Buffalo Bills. The Raiders have added a second safety in the free agency with Johnson joining. The former Eagle that we just added, Marcus Epps, along with Trayvon Merrick. Johnson's only 27. He projects more in depth, though, as he has started just 4 of the 60 career games. But we need that. He has 2 interceptions and 2 passes defensed in his career. Now, honestly, I like this, though, because it protects us if we have problems with Epps or Trayvon Merrick. Okay, and then the other tight end, O.J. Howard, you've already heard me talk about him to, nausea. The guy's 6'6", 251 pounds. You bring that to the table. You're not just a tight end. You're an offensive lineman, an extra offensive lineman. So I agree with you, Corey. I like the moves. Greetings, Raider Bear. I was on the phone. They've asked me to come back to work. Oh, Doc Raider. I don't know. Is that good news? Go make that money, brother. Louis Holguin, Bear, why are we signing so many free agent offensive players when we need defensive players? Louis, the most obvious question is our coordinator, our coach is a coordinator at heart. He's an offensive coordinator. So that's 1. 2, and Louis, I don't know if you'll agree with this, but let me just give you this logic because some people agree with this. When you're going after skilled position players in the draft or in free agency, those guys move faster. So defensive players don't usually sign before wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, if they're dynamic. So if you're looking for a dynamic player like an Odell Beckham Jr., you got to make moves now because any moment now, someone's going to pull the trigger on him. And when they do, then you're out. And then those same defensive players you may have wanted, linebackers and so on, that fall into free agency, they're still sitting there. So there's going to be guys that can play in free agency. There's going to be guys that come out in this draft that are going to improve the fortunes of our defense quickly. Now, in truth, we have made some nice moves, though. For example, Jordan Willis, the defensive end, that we were talking about today, formerly of the 49ers, he's going to be nice. Okay. He's going to come in and he's going to get some things done for us. Jeremy Tillery, we signed him. Roderick Teamer, we re-signed. So when you say, why haven't we done more with the defense? I would argue we have. Then you look at Robert Spillane, the linebacker that we brought in, the former Pittsburgh Steeler. Okay. That guy's a run. I troll. I get a commercial now. Hold on. Sorry. I had a commercial invade my space there. But wait a minute. That's the wrong. No, no, no. See, we can't have that. No, no, no. Cancel that. Where'd that guy go? Okay, sorry about that. I'm still hearing this. Why am I hearing that? Lander Beto, you better not be playing with me. And he could be. Let's see. And then obviously Marcus Epps. So, okay, yeah, no, this is something on here. Oh, okay, now I see. Sorry, guys. I had something open and I didn't realize it opened. It opened without, I didn't do it. Okay, so David Long, that's the corner. Waquan Johnson, Jordan Willis. Let's see. Curtis Bolton, Jerry Tillery, Roderick Teamer. That's 6 already. Spillane, that's 7. Brandon Faison, 8. And Marcus Epps, 9. That's 9 players that we've brought in that, wow, really? You doing this to me again? Okay. Anyway, that's 9 players on defense. So that's not, don't get me wrong, it's not explosive, but it's pretty good. If we don't trade up, maybe the offensive lineman out of Northwestern, Skoronsky or Jalen Carter to pair up with Crosby on defense. To me, that's the only way to go. I don't like corners that high at 7. Corners bust too often. To be honest with you, a corner can bust and then go to another team and flourish. And then you look stupid, like twice as stupid, because then it looks like, oh, well, you just couldn't figure out how to get the talent out of the kid. You know what I mean? Fortunately, that hasn't happened with the last couple corners that we've had busts. They've just been busts. Okay, let's see. Greetings, Raider Bear. I was on the phone. Okay, got you. Oh, got you. I went too far back there. Is the money that is needed to draft our players already set aside, or is it part of the money they are saying we have left? Or do we have to release players to pay our draft picks? John Leon, welcome to the show. There's going to be just quick one. There's going to be a certain amount of players that get let go, yeah, but it's not going to be necessarily because they need that much more cap space. Cap space isn't going to be an issue. As far as paying players, we're going to be able to pay players. Joe Caetano, I just want this team to leave the draft with some dogs on defense. Joe, I don't think there's any doubt that will happen. I don't think there's any doubt. And in fact, I've told people to watch this, to key in on this. The 3rd round picks and the 5th round picks. I think that's where we're really going to make up, not make up, but that's where we're really going to make our money, is in the 3rd and the 3rd and the 5th. The 3rd and the 5th picks, to me, are going to be studs. You're going to have guys in the 3rd that are going to fall from the 1st and the 2nd. So we're going to sign some people that are real legitimate talents. And then in the 5th, you're going to have 2, 3, or I think it's 2 picks that, they're going to be solid picks because we have almost back-to-back 5s. Let's see. I don't know what you did with your sound, but don't change a thing ever. It's perfect. Yeah, I got a lot of help today, but yeah, it's staying where it's staying. Breeze Raider Nation said, I wear different colors, but it's got to be Raider gear, Raiders for life. Yeah, as you can see, I wear different colors. I just don't wear other teams' colors. I don't wear their jerseys or anything like that, but I wear color all the time. I can't just wear black and silver all the time. I can't. I wear it like every day at one point or another, but I don't, not all day long. I just, every day, black and silver, black. I can't do it. I like color too much. When Adams is covered, he's open. Just find the 1-on-1 coverage and let him go get it. Yeah, Jeremy Friedland, we're totally in agreement. I mean, he footwork wise, physicality, he's going to beat that guy. If you say to him, I need you to beat a guy to a 10-yard out throw, he's going to beat him. And even if he doesn't, he's still going to make the catch and then get tackled immediately. And you're going to get a first down. So I'm not worried about the long ball. I'm really not. The only thing about it that stinks is that it takes certain plays out of your playbook. There's just certain plays in your playbook that go deep, you know what I mean? And I don't think he's going to be able to run those plays. And when he does, he's just going to have a quickness of snap the ball 1, 2, 3, then look to Devontae and let it rip. And if he's in single coverage, you let it go. And if he's in cover 2 shell, you let it go. If he's in prevent, you let it go. Whatever it is, you let it go. You throw the ball, man. You let it free. Let it fly. It's Devontae freaking Adams, okay? Even in double teams, I like his odds. I like his odds coming down with the ball. I do. I mean that like very seriously. What's up, Bear? What's your opinion on the Austin Hooper pickup? I like it, Jose Tariquez. Welcome to the show. And that's a great family picture, your profile there. And I think it's a great pick because I think he's going to do exactly what we want him to do. He's going to be able to block, but he's also a viable threat in a passing pattern. Instead of it just being the guy we did get, OJ Howard, who literally is just a moose of a wall that you bring in when you want to start grinding him down. And Josh Jacobs is going to find a lot of love for that guy. Because when you're 6'6" and you weigh 250, you're going to be putting a lot of guys on their back. You know what I mean? He's going to have leverage. He's going to have size advantage. It's just crazy. Yards after the catch. Get ready for a lot of it with Jimmy G. Yeah, I'll take some yak. Yeah, Nicholas Maida, appreciate that. Prayers out to Foster Moreau. That's tough stuff. That's what got my sister. I won't lie to you. It was cancer. Troy Gill, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Shane Street, I see you there, brother. That's my guy right there. Travis McNeil, what's up, Bear? Appreciate that. First 5 picks. This is what I'd like to see if they don't draft Skoronski. Witherspoon, Jones from Ohio State at tackle. Okay. Mozzie Smith from Michigan, D-line. Tomlinson from TCU, defensive back. And a quarterback, McKee or Duggan or Hooker. McKee or Hooker. Yeah. Those are Duggan's good too. Yeah, I agree with all of that. You have a sexy radio slow jam voice. This new mic may make more little cups. Yeah, the bass in my voice. That's what it is. It's the mic. I can even hear it with the headphones on. It's picking up the bass in my voice. Troy Gill said, I'm sorry I'm late. Oh, no, man. Never apologize for going to see your dad in the hospital. Come on, brother. Yeah, I got love for you. And welcome to the show. Garoppolo is so accident prone, he'd probably trip over his own footing and hurt something on his lower extremities. Ankle, calf, hamstring, or... Corinna, you stop that. She didn't write that. I just did that. My son, who's 9, said, if you can please say Matthew Ramos. Matthew Ramos! Touchdown! Raiders! What's up, Matthew? Welcome to the show, brother. John Land, am I freezing a little bit? My bad. Sean Scott, thank you, Bear. I appreciate that. When someone sees me with the cowboy bag and say, I thought you were a Raider fan, I get to talk about my son. Sean Scott, brother, that's so dope. That's just so dope. And to be honest with you, I'm the same way. You know what I mean? My dog passed away. Obviously, that's not the same as a son, so forgive me. But my dog passed away recently. I lost my dad last year, about 1.5 years now. And I keep things of them around, pictures, things they owned. You know what I mean? I still wear things that I own that my dad wore, that he gave me, when he was done with it, he had like these really warm sweaters. He would buy new ones and ask me if I wanted. I said, yeah. And then every once in a while, when I'm really thinking about it, I'll throw it on. You know what I mean? I don't mind that. And I think that's cool. And again, I really appreciate the share. I was afraid he would have hurt his hand opening the door to the building. George, stop it. I love the OJ Howard signing. Him and Hooper, McDaniel's system should thrive. Yeah. So far, what we've seen so far in this small window of the moves we've made through free agency, I don't mind it so much. I really don't. I even don't mind the fact that he went with the wide receivers he had with New England. I don't mind that. I know a lot of us have been getting frustrated with all this New England. But at the same time, do we want him to take too many moves where he doesn't know what's going on, or, he doesn't know the player that well, or do we want him to bring in some guys that he's familiar with, and he knows what he can do, you know what I mean? Or what they'll bring to the table. Chris Strong, Bear! Oh. Sean Scott said, I think the Raiders are making some under the radar moves. We're going to surprise teams. I don't think it was the coaching last season. I think he lost on purpose to get rid of Carr. Sean Scott, I want you to be right. I want to say that first. I want you to be right. But there were times when he made decisions with personnel on certain downs on the field that just really made no sense. You can't have one of, if not the best running back in football. It's early in the game on a 3rd and 2, and you pull him for Brandon Bolden. It made no sense. Brandon Bolden is a look for the pocket, finesse running back. And there's nothing wrong with that. You need those kind of guys. But he doesn't, although he doesn't, as a rule, break the A and the B gap because he doesn't want to get his brains scrambled by a linebacker or a defensive tackle. So as a rule, he tends to either go through there quickly or take the edge. But he's a tap dancer. He's the kind of guy that when he gets the ball, he wants that extra couple seconds. So he does the little tap dancing juke to see where the hole is developing instead of instinctually seeing where the hole is developing. And he's not good at that. He's a good running back, but he needs the hole to develop quickly so he can see it and go. And if it's not there initially, he taps his feet and looks for it. And that slows you down. And in short yardage, that's just a death knell. And then you bring that guy in for 3rd and 2. Right? It didn't make sense. Travis Kelly, let's stop drafting out of Clemson and Bama altogether. Furl and Leatherwood did that for me. I can't argue with the track record we've had with them thus far. Brian Balding, what's up with you, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate the view. Doc Raider Bear, it has nothing to do with the money. Whether or not it's a good thing will depend on if the analysis they want me to give is actually listened to. Okay. Rude Boy Raider, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Adam Romero, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Adam, I like the lid. Cool white. Yeah, Ted, it's tough. All right, let's see. Bill Cox, Bear, we are getting all these weapons. We need to get that line to give Jimmy G time. Well, we have, and there's offensive linemen out there. So if you look at the moves we've made thus far, have we got a running back? No, we haven't. You notice? See, in the past, sometimes our staff would waste picks, in my opinion, and pick up guys that, why would you pick up a running back when you know Josh McDaniels, when you know Josh Jacobs is the man, and there's no need for it. We don't, he's an iron horse. Does he get banged up? Of course. That's what all running backs do when you take as many carries as he does, but just get someone competent behind him and leave it at that, and I just hope he uses them, and so the moves he's made thus far, I'm excited about. I won't lie. I am. I think thus far it's been good for him to make such a drastic 180 from decisions he was making in year 1 to now. It looks like we're looking at the decision process of a different coach. Now, a lot of that will have a lot to do though with Dave Ziegler. So for example, I think the draft is going to go pretty well. I really do. I think the draft will go pretty well. I think the fact that Ziegler's showing us that he understands free agency. He understands the draft and how it works. He's been very honest with us. If you go back and look at any one of the videos that they posted on Raider Bear Family page or on the actual Raiders.com page, he talks about the fact that you're going to make the moves that best suit the team and pieces that fit the team. You're going to look for the best player available, but at that position. So for example, even if Carter comes available at 7, do you pick him when you already feel strong about what you have up the middle? Well, we don't. See, that's the difference. We like our defensive ends, but right now, to my knowledge, we have like all these other defensive tackles that are free agents, and we're going to lose some of them for sure. And so to me, if you can get that guy in the middle that can create consistent pressure, and we know Carter can do that, you make that move because that is a franchise changer. If that guy can shake the quarterback for every team you face every Sunday, he's getting in there and forcing quarterbacks to throw the ball flat-footed, not get a step up, and feel pressure in the pocket all the time coming right up the middle. if we get a guy that does that, that changes your franchise, because now defensive backs will have balls come out earlier that they can still see in their back pedal, and then they can burst forward and get interceptions and deflections. So it helps the secondary when you have that guy in the middle that can create that consistent pressure. It helps the linebackers because now running backs have to shift and step to the sides to find running lanes, and they'll find running linebackers' chests instead, because the linebackers can see that. It gives them time. Now they can fill gaps. It can change the life of your team. Don't sleep on Fresno State's quarterback. Sounds like the Raider scouts are in on this guy. Jose Tariquez, welcome again. And I would say to you this, you're talking about Jalen Hader, and I know that they sent 3 scouts to interview him. That's not playing around. You know, the NFL doesn't normally do that. Now, if you send 3 scouts, you're sending a real signal that you like this kid. You know what I mean? That's not normal. You might send a scout, you know what I mean? Maybe 2, but you don't need 3. When you send 3, you're thinking about making a decision, and you want as much information as you can possibly get. So you're making the smartest decision possible. So the more coaches you have involved in it, the better. And so I think that this could be, I'm not going to sleep on him, Jose Tariquez, because I did already report that, weeks ago, that I honestly, no offense. I mean, I don't mean that as a shot. I'm just saying I reported that weeks ago. So I'm all over the Jalen Hader thing, but because I remember it was the irony of him being scouted when he went to the very university that Carr, went to. It was before Carr had even signed with the Saints. I was talking about it. So, but yes, you're right. It's more than a reality. You do have some Marvin Gaye vibes going on with that bass in your voice, bro. Ted, I appreciate the love, brother. Welcome again. John B. James, good evening, Bear. Even though we have addressed the tight end in free agency, do you see us grabbing another in the draft? If so, who would you like to see them, the team draft? Well, I can't really tell you specifically what tight end I would like them to take. Let me look up, see if I have my board up here, because I had a board up earlier that was showing no, I don't. Because I did want to give you a name, but I don't really count. If I'm not mistaken, there's a kid that's at South Dakota State. If I'm not mistaken, that was the last tight end that I saw. If I'm not mistaken, it was South Dakota State that I thought would be a good fit for the Raiders. Blue, they have baby blue jerseys with yellow trim. I think that's South Dakota State. Anyway, long story short, would we still make a move? Yes, because when you consider we would only make 1, not 2 or 3. So it's not really taking anything from the roster if we should commit one of our picks to a tight end. Okay, that's 1. And 2, and more importantly, we don't necessarily have to commit to a specific guy. They might just be looking. I actually announced this a couple nights ago too, and that was just that, wouldn't it be ironic if Josh McDaniels goes into this draft looking for a very big wide receiver? What did we end up with just recently out of free agency? We just got a free agent wide receiver that's 6'5", 200 pounds. Okay, that's a big cat. Okay, now you could move him into the tight end slot like that, and you're getting that bunny-like speed, you're getting that leopard speed, too fast for linebackers and too tall and too big for safeties and corners to stop him. And so we just signed a guy that fits that bill perfectly. Now you look in the draft, you get a genuine tight end / wide receiver hybrid. You bring that guy in. Now, you're maybe looking for your version of Darren Waller. And, it would only be super, super effective, in my opinion. Tuning in from Louisiana. What's up, Gospel Gaming? Welcome to the show. Appreciate the love. Ramiro Castro said, not going to lie, that new mic does produce a decent Raider shout. Appreciate the love, my guy. Ramiro Cashflow Castro. Same here, Dad and the doggy. Greg Lloyd. Wow. Well, when I say I know what you're going through, I know what you're going through. Jose Ojeda said, with Jimmy coming to Vegas, the Streetwalkers are going to make a killing, and old Jimmy is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks for some made-up injury, but really is getting his penicillin treatment. Jose Ojeda, appreciate the laugh. And to be honest with you, there's so much money guaranteed on him getting injured. I don't understand how any Raider fan thinks he's not going to just get hurt and walk away and just collect a bunch of guaranteed money. I mean, wouldn't you? That's what I would do. I would run. They'd be like, "What's Jimmy doing? I'm going to get the first down, coach. Jimmy, get down. No, I can get 15 or more yards. I'm serious." Ah! Hopefully they'll go for my knees. And he'll be out of here. I mean, he gets more money that way. Because if they cut him before that, he'll get less money. And there's a way to cut him after year one. He'll only get something in the neighborhood of 18 to 20 million. You know what I mean? So he's got to get hurt in year one. He set us up. And Joshy took it and just ate the hook and swallowed it. He just sucks. Okay, let me see. Thank you so much, Raider Bear. You made his night. Oh, Aaron Ramos, it's my pleasure, brother. Tony, make it dip. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Are we talking about Mick Funny again? Mick Funny Pants? Bill Cox, Bear, I see our rejects are getting signed, Littleton and Adams. Bill Cox, everyone we release will get signed. Everyone. Now, when I say everyone, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can't hold me to practice squad and third string guys and things like that. But when we let go of starting offensive linemen, when we let go of starting defensive linemen, when we let go of some of the backups, they're going to get picked up quick. You know what I mean? We have talent. It's just there's times when other teams will just make the assumption that you weren't able to coax the great talent out of that player. And oftentimes, I hate to say it, it's true. Oftentimes, not just of us, but I mean of all teams in the NFL, there's a truth to the idea. That's why you saw, I mean, Nelson Aguilar literally was a 4-year first-round bust for the Eagles, and he came to us and he was all pro, catching touchdowns all over the place. Became a favorite target of Derek Carr and gave Derek Carr one of his better seasons. I mean, if there is a better case argument than that one, I don't know which one. I don't know a better case argument than that. He was a first round pick. He was with the Eagles for 4 years and he stunk. All he was injured all the time. He had one good season and that's it. And I don't even know which one it was. Could have been his rookie season. I don't know. But anyway, long story short, then Nelson Aguilar comes to the Raiders and lights up the field. So you just never know. Love jams after dark with the bear. Mama Bear, what have you started? Welcome to the late night hour with Mr. Raider Bear Ruvalcaba, giving you the love and the hits that hit the love just right. Oh, whoa. Tommy and the rest of my kids that watch my show, go to bed. That was starting to get fun. I think I might do it again and talk about just no. Now, Frank, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Jimmy G doesn't have an arm, so giving him time wouldn't help. Tony, make it dip. It's not that he doesn't have it's not that I'm saying he has an arm. What I'm saying is that even in deep routes, as long as he makes his decision to throw the ball early, he can still complete routes that end up as deep routes. So instead of him getting 25, 27 yards deep and then catching the ball and immediately getting tackled, you throw it to him at the 10 marker right after he's beaten the corner in front of him for that cushion, and you throw it over the top. You just throw him a little rainbow. Lob it. Glenn Ellery, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Oh, I love the profile pic. Those things he did that didn't make sense makes more sense if you're tanking. Like the game, Jacobs hurt his right hand, and then he put him back in and calls a running back option pass. Glenn Ellery, I mean, welcome to the show, and completely, you're spot on. But at the same time, he went into that season with multiple pros. Okay. And Glenn, I'm telling you, I do my research. I'm telling you, I can give you at least 5 former pros that made, I mean, like arguments. They didn't just say he sucks or he's not smart or that kind of thing. They made definitive arguments for why Josh McDaniels will never be a successful head coach. And then they went in depth about the fact that he's not an emotional coach at any level. In other words, he doesn't show you emotion if your wife is, sick with COVID and on her deathbed, or if your mom just died, or if your dog was run over by a car, or, you're upset with something that happened with someone else on the roster. He doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Everything for him is football. If it's about anything else, he's not hearing it, even though he's the coach. See, players now, some people will like that. He's saying it's all business. I'm just about football. If you got problems with your baby mama and all that kind of stuff, if you wrecked, your mom's SUV and, she's pissed and whatever the case may be, or you got drugs and you got DUI, whatever. No, sorry. I don't do that off field stuff in any way, shape, or form. I don't hug you. I don't go out and speak on your behalf on the mic. No, that's what Josh is trying to say. He gives you none of that. And there are players that hate that. And I can say, honestly, I don't like it. I don't like it. I've played a lot of sports throughout my life, and I've had all sorts of coaches. And I had a coach that, honestly, I'd fight in an alley for. I mean, if this coach said, Bear, come on, we're going to go in this alley, we're going to fight, I'd be like, let's go. Wouldn't even have to see who it was. But there are other coaches that I played for that I never want to hear from again. You know what I mean? Because they had the complete opposite attitude of, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how your life's going. I don't care about any of that stuff. Show up ready to play. Even if you're injured. If you're injured, I don't want to hear from you. Because you're injured, you're not contributing anything from the team to the team. So go sit on the bench or go home. And it's like, geez, what's up? Always there for Tony Carpenter. Always there for Raider Bear. Love you, girl. Go Air Force. I think the decision making last year, lose, had a different motive than this year's win. Sean Scott, I want everyone to be right. I want you guys to be right, but I'm concerned. That's all. I'm just saying I'm concerned. I don't feel like Josh McDaniels has the complete package of having the right players and personnel and play calling in place to effectively do everything and also manage all the office and behind the scenes stuff. We saw that happen with Andy Reid, and Andy Reid's own owner said to him, you can't keep wearing all these other hats. It's keeping you from, doing your best job as the Chiefs coach. I want you to take off these other hats. And he forced Andy Reid to do that. And the moment he did, they won a Super Bowl. That can't be a coincidence. All right, let's see. Bear, those dumb play calls by McIdiot made last year make perfect sense if he was tanking. If we do really well this year, I'll still be furious because it will prove he trashed last year on purpose. Well, not only would it prove he trashed last year on purpose, which I think he did because he wanted to have an explanation for why he wanted to get rid of Derek Carr, but Derek Carr, didn't help matters by damn near, leading the league in interceptions, which we know late in the season at one point he did. So, which is not indicative of Derek Carr. So I just want to add that. We know, obviously, the guy used to protect the ball pretty good for us. Hey, Bear, did we pick up a backup quarterback yet? Travis Kelce. I don't think so. Angel Badia, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Okay, the tight end I would take is Darnell Washington out of Georgia. Okay, athletic. Darnell Washington is a prototype. I could see that. What kind of blocker is he, though, Travis Kelce? That I can't tell you. Man, you sound great. I love this. Bill Cox, I love you, brother. And I'm so glad that I could finally bring this to my audience because it was so screwed up. And one more time to my guy, Niner Beta. Appreciate the help, brother. No, we're going to trade Renfro, Troy Gill. No way we just release him. I think we're going to trade him. But I mean, I was saying this weeks ago. And then when all the flurry of trades happened and then it stopped, people thought, well, that's it. We're going to hold on to Renfro. I don't think so. I think they may be using him as a piece. Darnell Washington is 6'7", 261 pounds, an absolute beast. Yikey. I didn't know he was that big. Tony Carpenter Evans, we went from a pastor to a porn star. Oh, winning. McDumdum. I like that too. Jimmy G is going to pull a machine, a muscle doing freaky stuff with all these. God, I love my audience. Marky Lashley, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. John LaJoy, DJ Bear. Doc Raider, Raider Bear, I have to brag on our friend Jim. He just called me and said if I get too stressed from work and need to scream at someone to give him a call. Right on. Yeah, you got a good friend there. Edgard Lucky De Leon, I'm doing great, brother. Welcome to the show. What if by chance we took running back Bijan Robinson at 7? He and Jacobs in the backfield together would be like Mike Allstott and work done back in the days. Yeah, but that's impossible because we have Jakob Johnson, Travis Kelce. So like if we didn't have a fullback, I would say, okay, there's a possibility of that. We can, we could speculate about whether that's a possibility. My things like going brighter than the sun all of a sudden, my spotlight. But I think with the fact that they have Jakob Johnson now, that's just not in the cards. Me tummy. I've beaten Bear in a foot race. No, you have not. No, you couldn't beat a rug. Okay. Let alone beat me at a foot race. What's up, Michael Guerrero? Welcome to the show, brother. The Naked Raider. That's my guy right there. Not in that way, but that's my guy right there. But not in that way. Yeah, Mark Vargas, no on backup quarterback. I was pretty sure. I just don't like saying I'm sure unless I'm not sure, unless I'm sure. Marky Lashley, Jimmy G could end up being the backup, I think, but he's not going to be the backup to start the season. John Leon, as far as the question about Cam Newton, I was actually asked that earlier too. And I said, yes, I don't see a reason why we shouldn't try that. I don't understand why people act like Cam Newton is toxic or something. I think Cam Newton's a good player. And especially if you're bringing him in as a backup, you're not asking him to throw the ball, carry the offense, or carry the team to wins. You're just asking him to protect the ball and hopefully get us some wins, you know what I mean? And get us yards on the field with his legs, which has always been his real weapon. I hear you, Bear, in your Barry White voice. What's up, Breeze? Oh. We're effed. Advil and tequila. Frank Raider Valou, I'm just honestly, I've told Raider fans, you should just chalk this next couple of years up to losses and just accept it. It's not like we're going to leave. We're all Raider fans. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere. You know what I mean? It's on me for life. Might as well be a birthmark. And I've told people it is. But the truth is that I don't think Josh will put it together. And not only that, there are a lot of guys that come into the league. They're great coaches and they look like great coaches and they show the pedigree and everything else, and they still fail. You know what I mean? So that, there's just no way to really size it all up. I don't know if John Gruden was a great coach or not, but he ended close to 500 as a coach. And he did that in both terms. So like, for example, it was something like 57 and 60. You know what I mean? I can't remember what his exact win-loss record was, but I remembered being startled when I saw that it was almost the exact same as what he left off with when he coached us the first time. He had the almost exact same win-loss percentage, and it was basically 50-50. And now, to me, that's kind of a statement of what kind of coach he was going to be. For example, if we brought him back right now, or let's say another team gave him a shot, is he going to suddenly be a great winning coach for them? I don't think so. No matter what he does, I don't think so. I think he's going to end up being a 50-50 coach. You know what I mean? And some of it's personnel, obviously, because it's the players that make the plays. But I think some of it's himself. I think sometimes he gets in the way of his own stuff. Tony Make a Dip said, I have serious doubts about Jimmy G. I have serious doubts about Jimmy G because he has so much guaranteed money. That's what bothers me about it. It's not just the fact that he could get hurt. I think he may see it as a business decision to get hurt. You know what I mean? And just take all the risks he can take and run here and run there. And we're all going to be like, man, look at the brave Jimmy G. Oh, and then he's going to blow open and tear his ACL or something like that, or his, something in his elbow or whatever. And it's going to be over. I wonder if that running back we got from Georgia will have a breakout year. Finally, it's his second year. You're talking about Zamir White, the kid they call Zeus. And Bill, I would tell you this. I don't think so. In other words, I never understood the pick of the kid in the first place. When you've had an Achilles problem in the past, what they do is they have to watch for what's called calf tightness. So, for example, if he's recovered from the surgery and everything's fine, and then you put him out there for 2 games, and then he says, you know what, coach, my calf's feeling tight. You have to put him on bed rest. You have to give him a game off. You have to keep him off the field until the calf tightness goes away, because calf tightness is the number one, home alarm system to you're about to get injured again and tear your Achilles. So since we know this now as physical trainers, like I was for 20 years, and like a lot of these sports people in football, they know if you have a guy with an Achilles, he's overcome it, he's back, and now he has, leg tightness after week 3, you got to sit him down. So I don't think he'll ever be what he could have been as a star, because he has those Achilles tears. And when you have Achilles tears, there's no other way to address football. If he gets that tight calfness, and he will, you got to sit him down or he'll get hurt again. JG fingering more than a bowling ball. Nice. Okay, got to watch those comments because I have, kids that watch my show. So sorry, man. Marky, lastly, Cam Newton is better than Jimmy G. Well, I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that. But at the same time, is he now at the age and after these injuries? I don't think so. I think Cam Newton now is not as good as Jimmy G, because Jimmy G is going to be more accurate, and he takes out the injuries that are caused by running, which is how Cam tends to get hurt. Tony Make It Dip said, I like the backup quarterback from Washington. I thought that guy Taylor Heineke might be a Raider for a minute there. Rest in peace, Bobby Caldwell. Chris Robinson, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you. All right, guys, it's about that time again. It's about time for me to say goodnight to everyone. I hope you enjoyed the show. I will be back tomorrow. I will be on at 4 and again at 8. That's again, I'll be on at 4 for supporters only, and again at 8 on YouTube and Facebook, so everybody can see me and hear my sexy voice now that my sound issues are figured out. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. Space Force. Hydrated! Woo! And remember, guys, we're not player fans. We're Raider fans. Guys come and guys go. It's the franchise. So one of the guys we hope will go is Mark Davis. Please. Just come on, Mark. Just sell. Come on, Mark. Sell. Sell. Cool Kev 75. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate the shout out. Jesse Cardenas. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Please subscribe to Raider Bear Live on YouTube and tell a friend, guys. Share. Because if you care, you share your Raider Bear. Yeah. That's not the first time I've said that, I swear. Frankie Raider Valou, I just talked about this a minute ago. We've picked up already some 9, 10 players on defense. It's not like we're not picking up defensive players. It's just when we pick up an offensive player, everyone loses their mind because they know we need defense. But the truth is, we've been bringing in some defensive guys. It's been good. All right, guys, much love. I appreciate you all tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow at 4 and again at 8. Raider Bear Family page. Peace.